Okay guys, welcome to another video, and it's pretty crazy that we have so many people saying things on our channel. We have 31 subscribers and I have no words. Thank you Naruto for the subscribe. We have Naruto Uzumaki subscribing us. Okay, let me first of all check the comments. Kyuki, okay, not here. How do you check the comments, bro? I have no idea. But oh, okay, I have two things to say. First one, I'm very sorry. As you can see, my streak is at zero. Longest streak was 327 days because I just recently started my college, right? So मेरा कॉलेज शुरू हो चुका है इसलिए मेरे को टाइम नहीं मिला बिल्कुल भी नहीं मिला to continue with junior penetration tester, right? And एक comment था which was extremely amazing. Yes, okay, this is how you can check it. Exactly, this is that comment by Mr. M. Abdullah. Ki, I'm skipping this shitty room. Who the hell reads this much? This is extremely true. मुझे भी नहीं पढ़ना, but I have to study. I had to read it all. अगर तुक्के से भी किसी को मेरी आवाज़ सुन के बैकग्राउंड में पढ़ने का मन है, तो आई एम वेरी ग्लैड. ठीक है? You are absolutely right. I 100% agree, bro. How do you reply? I agree, but have to. Okay. So, yeah, super, very nicely explained. Thank you very much for this comment. This is glad. I'm very glad. I am glad that you found this helpful. Thanks for making this video. That helps a lot. We want all videos on junior pen testing, and we support your content also. Thank you. Wow, that is an amazing comment by you. Thank you very much. Okay, I can't spell your name, but Path. Okay, I'm sorry, but yeah, thank you, man. Thank you very much. Okay, this is a big deal for me, because when I started the channel, I thought कि कोई नहीं देखेगा and it is not useful at all. मैं शुरू खुद के लिए ही कर रहा था, but now we have 188 views on this one, which was a very hard video to make. I will not lie. It was so much reading. I was tired, and then I restarted the reading. Like it was hard. है ना, because मेरा रियल मन इन चीज़ों में लगता है. हार्डवेयर हैकिंग, कैन अ सर्वर बी हैक्ड, right? All of this. So thank you for 31 subscribers on 14 videos. That is amazing. uh, I can be more glad. Now let's start with the next part, which is network reconnaissance. Gather intelligence on target through passive and active reconnaissance, then probe the network services that keep modern infrastructure running. Awesome. So we are at passive reconnaissance. Let me reset this room. So let's begin. Introduction. Welcome to the passive reconnaissance room. This is the starting point. In this room, passive reconnaissance refers to gathering intelligence from public sources without contacting the target. This stands in contrast to active reconnaissance, where you interact with the target directly and risk detection. Passive recon remains one of the most powerful and lowest risk phases in the penetration testing, bug bounties, and threat hunting. Even with stronger privacy law, GDPR, CCPA, large amount of useful data remain publicly exposed through DNS, WHOIS, certificate log, search engine, and device sensors platforms. Yes, search sensors is absolutely amazing. We'll talk about this. Objectives. By the end of this room, you'll be able to use WHOIS query to use WHOIS to query domain registration details. Use dig and NSLookup for compatibility. To query DNS records. Understand why querying public WHOIS and DNS server is considered passive. Discover subdomains using DNS dumper and certificate transparency logs. Gather intelligence on exposed services using Shodan. Prerequisites. This room assumes basic networking concepts and comfort with Linux terminal. You need to if you need a refresher, complete the following list. Yes, this is very true. You need to know basics of networking and Linux. which I have already done, I suppose. Yes, I have. And networking also. This is very easy. All you need is one YouTube video about this, about networking concepts and uh, Linux foundations. This is very easy. So we are going to skip this because if you are going for a junior penetration tester, you already must know Linux and networking, right? So important notice, if you're not a subscriber in the no direct access, acha, this is not for us. We will not read this. This room does not use target lab machine VM to demonstrate discussed topics. Instead, we will query public host servers and DNS servers for domains owned by TryHackMe. Start the attack box, make sure it's ready, and you will use attack box to answer the questions in later tasks, especially in task 3 and 4. All right. Passive versus active recon. Before computer network existed, Sun Tzu, acha, oh Sun Tzu, uh, wrote in The Art of War, if you know your enemy and know yourself, your victory will not stand in doubt. That's amazing. In cybersecurity, this principle maps to two roles. And as an attacker or ethical hacker, you gain intelligence, you gather intelligence about the target to find weaknesses. As a defender, you must understand what an adversary can discover about your system from public sources and minimize the exposure. Reconnaissance is the prelim survey to collect information about a target. It remains the first phase in modern attack frameworks like unified kill chain, where recon helps gain initial understanding before any foothold, and variations of the classic cyber kill chain. Reconnaissance dives into two main types. Passive reconnaissance. Passive reconnaissance rely exclusively on publicly available information. No packets are sent to the target and no direct interaction occurs. It is analogous to observing the target territory from a safe distance using binoculars without ever stepping onto their land. Common passive activities include querying public DNS records for open resolvers, AMX, TXT. Yeah, we'll talk about this. This is important. Searching certificate transparency logs, CRT.sh for subdomains and issued certificates. Reviewing job posting on LinkedIn, company career pages for tech stack hints. Reading public news, press releases, or leaked documents on paste sites. Checking exposed services via search engines like Shodan or Census. Searching public GitHub repositories for hard-coded credentials or configuration files. Active reconnaissance. Active reconnaissance requires direct engagement with the target. Your probe can be logged, detected, or blocked. It is analogous to waking up to the door, walking, sorry, analogous to walking up to the door and windows to test locks, cameras, and alarms. Common activities include sending packets to discover live hosts like ICMP pings or ARP requests, port scanning or service enumeration, Nmap mass scan, interacting with web application or APIs, fuzzing endpoints, directory brute forcing, social engineering attempts, phishing, wishing, pretexting, phone calls, physical approaches, tailgating, posting as a vendor. Because active reconnaissance is detectable, IDS, IPS, WAF logging, it carries a higher risk of alerting the target without explicit authorization. Bug bounty scope or pentest contract, it can lead to legal issues. Passive recon is far stealthier and is often the practical first step. Great. Note that any direct interaction with a person affiliated with the target also counts as active reconnaissance, even when no packets are involved. For example, attending a social event, asking an employee about their company's technology stack is active reconnaissance because you're directly engaging with the target organization. Defender tip. Organizations now monitor their own passive footprint using alerts like from Shodan, Census, CT logs, Watcher, and automated OSINT tools to reduce what attackers can find without touching their network. Give me a second. Okay. So answer the question below. You visit a Facebook page of target company hoping to get some of their employee names. What kind of reconnaissance activity is this? A for passive, A for active, and B for passive. Of course, it's a passive one because we are just visiting the public page. You ping the IP address of the company web server to check if ICMP traffic is blocked. What kind of reconnaissance activity is this? A for active, P for passive. Of course, it's A because we are pinging the target. You happen to meet the IT administrator of the target company at a party. You try to use social engineering to get more information about their systems and network infrastructure. What kind of reconnaissance activity is this? It's of course active. So let's go with WHOIS. WHOIS is a query response protocol defined in RFC 3912. Would like to, okay, crazy. WHOIS protocol specification. Great, made in 2004, I guess. WHOIS server listen on TCP port 43 and provide registration details for domain names. The domain registrar maintains the record for the domains they lease. From WHOIS response, the following details may be available when not redacted. Registrar, the company name Cheap GoDaddy that registered the domain. Registrant contact information, name, organization, address, phone, and email. However, privacy services standard since GDPR 18 usually replace this with withheld for privacy. Okay. Dates, creation, registration, updated, last change, and expiration, renewal deadline. Name servers, the DNS servers authoritative for the domain. Status code, for example, client transfer prohibited, indicates the domain is locked against unauthorized transfers. Abuse contacts, the registrar email and phone for reporting cases, of course. Full personal details are now rare due to privacy law, GDPR, this widespread use of privacy proxy. In practice, attackers focus on dates for estimated age or timing, social engineering around renewal periods, the registrar for phishing patterns, name servers, potential weakness, and historical changes. Services like Voxy.com, Whoixy, I can't spell this, provide historical WHOIS snapshots, historical WHOIS data, can reveal previous owners, registrar changes, or name server migrations that may indicate past compromise of infrastructure or infrastructure shifts. Who is being replaced by RDAP? As of 28/2025, I can officially what? ICANN. I think so. Officially sunsetted the traditional WHOIS protocol for generic top level domains GTLDS in favor of registration data access protocol. Our DAP is a modern successor. It uses HTTPS, returns structured JSON, uh, structured JSON, supports inter internationalization. Okay, internationalization provides better privacy controls and aligns with current data protection rules. While legacy WHOIS clients still work, often via failover, failover or older servers, RDAP is now authoritative standard. Many tools and browsers redirect to RDAP automatically, and command line access is straightforward with curl or dedicated clients like OpenRDAP. To query WHOIS, use the word WHOIS command line client faster than most web tool or online viewers. Oh, first of all, let's turn on the attack box. So while we are reading, we can access it later. Syntax WHOIS domain name on the attacker box. Run this. Use curl. Okay, we have RDAP example. Use curl to query public RDAP endpoint. The JQ utility formats an output readability pre-installed on attack box. If you're using on a system, you can install it. RDAP output is structured, easy to parse and script, and more secure. Expect to see format increasingly in modern tooling. What to look for? Redirection chain. Version, wait, worry sign to registrar server, dates, name server, status, of course. So for the estimating company age, yeah, renewal, potential new targets, of course, are and log domains are harder to hijack. Online alternatives, if the WHOIS command behaved unexpectedly, WHOIS RDAP focused, WHOIS Whoixy. I still can't read this. On the attack box, open terminal, try WHOIS, TryHackMe. Okay, let's do this. Where is the attack box? Show split. Let me full screen that. Compiling resources. Okay, this is gonna take its time, I guess. When was TryHackMe registered? We can try this, or maybe this. Let's try RDAP. Most people know already what WHOIS is. So let's try TryHackMe. I've never done this before. So TryHackMe. RDAP server redacted the value. Registry domain, okay. Name servers, registry expiration, created 2018. Okay. So it was 2018. Now this is the biggest issue of this fucking TryHackMe platform. Technical registrant, unsigned delegation. Okay, so we can clearly see that it was created in 2018, but it doesn't want that answer. You acha, user format this. Brother, that is crazy. Okay. What is the registrar of TryHackMe? Registrar, registrant, technical, registrar, Namecheap. Namecheap is actually cheap, by the way. And it doesn't want that answer. Give its domain name. I have given the domain name. Great. By the way, is it .com? Yes. Which company is tryhackme.com using for name servers? Let's check. Um, Name server. We can't check. Okay, we can. Cloudflare they're using. Great. CLOD, flare.com, great. NSLookup and dig. In the previous task, did this turn on? Yes, great. Whiz, tryhackme.com. We get a lot of info. Great. Okay, in previous task, who has give us the authoritative name servers for the domain. The task removes the querying DNS records, which is fully passive because the queries go to public open resolvers, not to the target server directly. These tools transfer domain names, IP addresses, find mail server, reveal text records, verification string, and more. Why prefer dig over NSLookup? This task introduces two DNS queries, look NSLookup and dig. Both query DNS, but dig historically has backronym for domain information grouper. Okay, whatever. Is the modern preferred option. It provides clearer output, displays TTL values by default, showing how long records are cached, and it is more reliable for complex queries and scripting. NSLookup is covered here for compatibility since you will encounter it in older documentation and on Windows system, but dig should be your default tool. NSLookup, name server lookup. NSLookup domain name, perform simple lookup since you're using your default resolver. NSLookup this, specify record type and optional DNS server. Okay, so we can use NSLookup like this for hacking, but of course don't use dig, it's easier. Example, Cloudflare resolver. Yeah, we can try this here, and it used the Cloudflare DNS to give us everything. Type A records of TryHackMe, exactly like this. These IPs are often anycast, Cloudflare in this case. For penetration testing, each IP may host different services, so check whether they fall within the scope. MX example, mail servers. So we can get the mail servers, and yes, can't find no answer, but we have a mail server of Amazon, and that's great. This is wrong. The number before each server indicates priority. Lower values mean higher priority. In this case, Google Workplace handles email, which is common for many organizations and typically well patched. Dig. Dig is modern, preferred DNS query tool. Syntax dig, name server, domain name type. So let's try it at this, and we are looking for MX. Fuck. Sorry. We are looking for MX. So again. Okay, now we got the MX records. Great. So yeah, Google, yeah, privacy tip. Use public resolver like this. Support DNS over HTTPS and DNS over TLS to avoid ISP logging your queries. Defender note. Monitor from unexpected DNS changes, new MX records, rogue TXT entries. These can be signs of subdomain takeover or misconfiguration or configuration errors. On a DAG box, open terminal, use NSLookup or dig recommended to answer the following questions. Check TXT records of thmlabs.com. What is the flag value? So it is pretty easy. All you have to do is run this command, right? Of dig at is the our DNS servers, and then we'll use the domain, and we are looking for which record? TXT record. So let's remove MXT and use TXT. And there is a flag. That's amazing. These people have set up this particular domain just for this room. That is crazy. So that's the flag there. Let's use DNS dumper. Standard DNS lookups, dig DNS resolve names, you already know. They will not reveal unadvertised subdomains like blog, this, yeah. Subdomains matter because they often expose forgotten or vulnerable services, outdated CMS installation development panel, shadow IT or misconfigured application, and additional attack surface such as exposed API or admin portals. In passive recon, these subdomains are discovered using public hosted sources with no queries sent to the target. I'm getting a call again. Okay. One well-known free tool DNS dumpster is it aggregates public DNS data from sources such as search engine caches, zone transfer database, and certificate records. It does not perform brute force enumeration, which means it remains fully passive. The result includes subdomain host and resolved IP with geolocation, MX, CC name, visual maps showing the relationship between these. Search TryHackMe on DNS dumpster, and you will see entries like this that basic DNS lookup miss. Okay, that's amazing. So also graphs the data by showing the how domain, okay, how is everything connected to each other. Let's do this actually. Let's go to DNS dumpster. Let's put this TryHackMe, start the test. So wow, this is pretty amazing. We have admin TryHackMe, great, auth, good. Let's to go to okay, certificate. The most effective passive subdomain discovery method today is certificate transparency log, accessible through crt.sh. We will also check this one, but let it load. Certificate transparency is a public logging framework mandatory since 2015 that records every SSL TLS certificate issued by the participating certificate authorities. Each certificate contains a subjective alternative name SAN field listing the domains and subdomains it covers. By searching these logs, you can discover subdomains without sending any traffic to the target. That's great. Use cert or in, visit this site, search TryHackMe. A wildcard matches any subdomain. The results will list every certificate issued to subdomains of TryHackMe, often revealing 10 to 100 times more subdomains than DNS dumpster alone. Wow, that's a great thing to learn. Com search, and it is fatal. Connection due to conflict with recovery user might need to serve function. Wait, did something go wrong? Can we hack this now? Just with a comma, what if? Okay, whatever, let me try again. Com. Okay, I think this site is having some issues. CERT is fully passive, operates in real time, and has no rate limits for basic use. Other passive subdomain discovery options include security details, free limited searches, command line tools like Subfinder, which aggregates multiple passive sources. Yeah, error again. Your request was a second. Server con crashed. They are using Postgres in the background and it's crashing. That really looks like some sort of an attack to me. If I just search for TryHackMe, maybe we can do Postgres SQL injection here, right? That would be crazy. Obviously, we will not try that because we don't have authorization from them. But this crash is pretty crazy. Yeah, where were we? Subdomain takeover. Okay. Yeah, we can use Subfinder. Defender perspective, organization monitor CT logs on the domain list to catch dangling DNS records, which carry subdomain takeover risk or unauthorized subdomains. Use the web browser on DAGbox or your own system and answer the following questions. Look up TryHackMe on DNS dumpster under services banner, which was the highest count. Um, Under what banner? Services. Okay, open services. This is what you mean? Are you talking about admin? On DNS under services slash banners. Which one has the highest count? Services banners, Cloudflare. Okay, this one they were talking about. Great. Shodan. During passive reconnaissance, tool like Shodan will allow you to gather intelligence of target or internet-facing assets without sending any traffic to them. Shodan is a search engine for internet-connected devices. Continuously scans the public internet, which collects banners and responses from open ports and services and indexes them for search. Unlike Google, which indexes web page, Shodan focuses on devices, servers, IoT equipments, cameras, routers, industrial control systems, and more. Defensive value. Organization monitors Shodan via alerts or manual checks to identify unintended exposures such as rogue servers, forgotten test machines, or vulnerable services. Navigating to Shodan interfaces. To begin, navigate to this. No account is required for basic searches. Enter a domain name this, an IP address from a DNS token into search bar. The result page displays a list of matching hosts. Selecting a host, open a detailed view containing the following information: IP addresses and ASN, autonomous system number, identify the network block. Host provider organization Cloudflare reveals the infrastructure behind the domain. Geographic location, approximate the physical location of the server, open ports and services, which version strings and banner. Tags such as CDN1 is known vulnerability matches the detected server version. Search tips. Shodan supports a range of search filters for narrowing the result. Host name this, organization this, port is this, country is US. HTTP is WordPress, identifies technology stack if exposed. Oh fuck. Okay. For further exploration, since its free basic searches provide similar host and certificate data, it can serve as useful complement. When cross-reference results, go to this, no account needed, search one of this, or use this. Explore the results, note the provider and the banner. Use Shodan to answer the questions below. All answers are visible without a premium account. Wow, okay. According to Shodan, what is the first country in the world in terms of the number of publicly accessible Apache server? Why do I feel like it's this? Yes, of course it is. Because if I search for where was Apache invented, of course, invented in the United States. See, this is very basic. This country is the most powerful for a reason. Based on Shodan.io, what is the third most? By the way, TryHackMe is also a US-based company, I suppose. Can you see it here? Maybe not. But based on Shodan.io, what is the third most common port used for Apache? Has to be 8080. Yes, it is 8080. Based on Shodan.io, what is the most common ports for Nginx? 80, of course. We don't even need Shodan, isn't that crazy? Okay, let's go with the summary. This room covered gathering intelligence without direct interaction with the target, the stealthiest phase of reconnaissance. By the way, was this a... Okay, it's not a premium room. Key tools and techniques. WHOIS domain registration included start details. Most personal details now redacted for privacy. DNS lookups. AAA. Yeah, if quad A, MX mail servers, TXT, and other record types. Query by public resolved like 111, which is the DNS of Cloudflare. Subdomain enumeration, the DNS term for the DNS aggregation and graphing, and search for certificate transparency log searches, which is most effective passive method for discovering subdomains via public SSL, TLS certificates. Expose services, Shodan for device banners, ports, hosting information. The practical value of these methods is that they are fully passive, they trigger no alerts, carry minimal risk when they used ethically and within scope, yet they often uncover forgotten subdomains, outdated services, and misconfiguration. Lookup who is record for this. Lookup a record. Yeah, this is very simple. Okay, just whatever record you are looking for, just do a type mx and then the domain server. Yeah. And also you can use dig, which is recommended. Just dig the domain name and the DNS. Passive subdomain, browser based, view certain. This is the best way, I suppose, but you do you guys. Use DOH, DOH, DOT resolver like this to keep your own queries private. As a defender, monitor your footprint, set showdown sensors alerts, which watch CT logs for new certificates, and track DNS changes for takeover risk. Even though passive recon does not touch the target directly, always ensure your overall engagement is authorized. Man, why are you pushing without? Okay, where was I? Track DNS change and takeover risk. Even though passive recon does not touch the tag directly, always ensure your role or engagement is authorized within the scope. Result changes over time. IP rotate, Cloudflare Anycast, subdomain appear and disappear, privacy redaction increase. Next step, dive deeper into DNS in detail. Okay, I've already completed this, but it's not a big thing. DNS is very simple, so you don't need to study that exactly. Explore Shodan, this is a boring room. Don't do this. Modern OSINT, TryHackMe, search skills in OSINT rooms or external resources like OSINT framework. Great. Make sure you note all the points discussed in the video, especially syntax and command line tools. Great. Amazing. We actually did it. Set a reminder, continue tomorrow. Yeah, let's do it tomorrow, 6 p.m. Hell yeah. Okay, so this is done. Passive reconnaissance. We have active reconnaissance next. 60-minute room. We will complete it very fast, I believe. I bet you. So thank you everyone for watching this. And of course, thank you very much for 31 subscribers. That's crazy to me. That is amazing. We have 188 views on this. That is crazy, bro. 168, 160. People are loving this content, I suppose. Thank you, and please subscribe, I suppose. Again, subscribe, guys. I love when you subscribe. Oh, we are almost at the 1,000 views mark, which would be amazing, of course. So yeah.